Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's episode of Blood and Sand, where we last left off. Our group of miscreants had been devising a plan using a sketchboard of all the notorious individuals in the town of Rothaven. Their plan is to undermine the efforts of an enemy of theirs, whilst also circumventing some to their cause. They're currently on the way to one such contact. Who wants to remember her name?
Scrolls through
Old
the
lady
notes.
with money.
I know which one it
Oddly,
is.
the Treasure Brian. I've been paying attention.
Yes, I have it written down, but I have like many pages.
I have many pages. Currently on the way to contact her and see about some sort of dealings with her. Aside from that, they had a new compatriot join them to aid them in their guiding throughout the city. One, what is your name, sir?
Alfred Ravenstone at your service.
Noon.
It's Hanu.
Time you started
Yeah.
playing your own characters, Thor.
Shut up. Don't speak of him. I had 2 seconds to name a character, and it's held against me.
Originality is hard. Give him a break.
So, you've all navigated the sewers and found your way back up into the proper streets of the city of Rothaven. You're maybe a block or two away from the closest entrance to the bank, which is where you presume she's going to be.
Okay, now guys, I know that journey felt like weeks, but we're only on the other side of town, remember?
What fourth wall?
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Cal. I introduced myself to you like 20 minutes ago.
I don't remember names.
We don't remember names.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is like Helsing abridged. I'll keep you around for a week. If you survive, I might learn your name. Until then, you're spare blood.
Oh dear.
Names are for friends. We don't remember names.
Ain't that a mood?
But we don't remember Steve's name.
I don't
Steve,
think I've
Ian?
ever actually
Liam?
named a character
Yeah.
named Steve.
Ian.
We know.
No, his
Think
name.
he means
No,
Liam.
his name was Alan.
Steve?
Somewhere Patters is just going, what?
Right.
So we need to set up this meeting, if I get this correct. Like, what's our plan of action?
I
I
think so. I think that was
I
what we
thought-
would have to fast on.
thought on the way over we might, take a couple of us in. I remember fairly back to a book I read the other week that was like it had a guy in, and I don't know if you know Tales, but it had a scene in this book, and it's a group of adventurers, and many of them are quite small, and one of them's a leading wizard, and he says to the rest of them, and he goes, "We need to go in one by one."
I've been
as to-
clapping because the moment you mentioned a book, I know what you were referring to. Bravo, sir.
Like, one of them's, you can't just take a full brigade in there and expect to get a.
Hold up a second.
Suddenly Batman. Shit, what's he doing here? I knew this was Gotham.
To remind you, a contact has been sent, and there has been mention that Audley should be expecting you as a group.
Alright.
Okay.
That throws out my little analogy of going in one by one, so there's
I
no
will
scare
say,
people.
though,
Never mind.
I will say that it was a great little reference.
It was a good
I would give
reference.
you inspiration, but you're a bard, so you don't need it.
I can still take inspiration.
Wow.
Nice.
I can't inspire myself, so that actually would be pretty beneficial. I'm just throwing that out there, but I'm not begging for inspiration. Not my first session proper. Sorry.
Where are we currently? Are we like in an alley off to the side?
You're
Are we
essentially
standing
in
in
an
front
alley.
of a building?
Give you an idea, you're currently in an alley. and you see that there's essentially a single crossroad between you and the actual building itself, which is this large, wide stone building which goes up several steps, pretty much like a house of law, kind of, almost, except it is the bank, so it's more important than law here.
Fair enough.
So is it well guarded? I would assume.
Oh, very heavily guarded. There are many guards at present around. You can, just from your own experiences, there's roughly, at any point, there's a minimum 20 guards in or around the building.
Cool.
Okay.
Before we do anything, Damara's just going to say, you guys wait here. I need to talk to Alistair for a moment. And I pull him a little bit ways down the alleyway to speak to him privately.
Okay, you do that. Just a sec there, I gotta close my...
Okay. Alistair, I need to tell you something.
Go on.
Before I start talking, I make sure that my back is to the rest of the party. and they therefore cannot see my face, or, for example, my lips. And I say to Alistair, if you couldn't guess, I don't 100% trust Lander.
Right.
While we were in that room, I noticed that he had a mark of a raven on his wrist.
Marking him as a tap.
No. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing.
Talons aren't a thing.
No, marks. The mark.
Right.
You don't have a mark of the Order. If you're trying to be secret, you don't want to cover yourself in marks so that people know who you are. And
Well,
I
the
know
wrist seems like a pretty discreet place for a mark.
Yes, well, it looked like it was getting slightly smudged as well, so it certainly isn't like a tattoo. It's something that's been possibly drawn on in some regard, and it just seems a bit strange to do that.
Right.
And
So what do you think it is?
Well, that's the thing, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he's decided to put a fake mark of a raven on, if he is to be trusted. But if he isn't to be trusted, I question how he knew we were coming, and why he's helped us into the city and helped us thus far. There is also the fact as well that at an initial glance, his equipment looks alright, but the longer we spent in that room and I had more chance to sort of look at it, looks a bit cheap, to be honest.
Cheap.
Yeah, like that crossbow that's decorated in silver, that's not silver. So there's a lot of things that aren't adding up.
So you don't think he's quite as rich and famous and awe-inspiring as he's trying to make out he is? Do you think he's trying to impress us? Or do you think he's trying to trick us?
Maybe. It could be both or neither. I honestly don't know. He's... What I noticed was just about his person, but him physically, like his face, I found it hard to read.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's worth taking what we've learnt with a pinch of salt.
When you said, how did he know we were coming, didn't the Raven signal?
Well,
say
exactly.
this? Didn't he say that we
exactly.
were meeting a contact?
Yes, that's what we were told. That's why I was like, he knew we were coming, he helped us get in. He knew about the Order, which not too many people do, unless they're a member of it. That's why it doesn't quite add up. It's like, that points to one thing, but then this fake... What's the point of having a fake mark? There is no mark.
Drawing on his own arm.
But it was strange, because it's like... It was on his wrist, sort of half under his glove, like he was trying to conceal it. Like, why would you put on a fake mark and then try to conceal it? There's a lot of things not adding up, and I don't like it.
Okay. Do you want to see if we can maybe call his bluff? Did he know that? Did he see that you saw it?
To the best of my ability, I don't think so.
Okay. I wonder. Because he'll probably think that you're in training to be Talon, and therefore you're working to get some sort of mark. So maybe we should put a fake mark on yourself that's different, that then allows us to sort of draw it as a question. Or even better, that we put a fake mark on your wrist, and then when he sees it, we'll then see if the next time we see him, if he's changed it.
He'd never.
Sort of
He wouldn't see a mark on me though. As I don't have my wrist bare. It'd be a bit unusual. It'd be a bit weird if I suddenly just took my gloves off for no reason to display an apparently secret mark. Your wrist.
Maybe I could put. Yeah. He doesn't know who I am.
That's true. That could work.
Maybe if I put one under my leather gloves, I could then take it off and shake his hand so that he definitely sees it. And then potentially the next time we visit him, he might change it.
That's a good
And if
idea.
he does change it, then we know that something's up because he's changed it to mimic mine because he thinks that mine is correct. It could be that this whole fake tattoo thing is, if he's not the person that we think he's meant to be, if he's done away with the real contact, then he may be mimicking what he thinks he should be showing us.
I think that's a pretty fair assumption. We'll go with that. But if however he's put this mark on his wrist, I noticed was smudging and fading. Whatever we do, we need to kind of make sure it doesn't do that in case he then tries to call our bluff.
Okay. So I need to get a tattoo.
Possibly. Or maybe one of our spellcasters can help. I don't know. I'm not good at magic.
Okay, we'll put it on the back burner for now, but maybe we'll talk to Shimmer
It's
about
something
it.
to keep in mind. Don't 100% trust Lander, and ergo by extension, don't 100% trust the information and the people he's linking to us. Glances over shoulder.
Well, I think we've come to not trust anybody. So, just extend that.
Yes, well.
Okay, well, what's the plan for getting in here then? Who's doing the talking? This is more your domain, so you're
Well,
calling
yeah,
the shots here.
I think it's meant to be me.
Do you want me to go in with you, or do you want me to take up position somewhere?
I think, well, they're expecting us as a group, but maybe I'll go in the office. I'm thinking maybe just me and Grunt, because Grunt can be relied upon to not say something stupid.
That's fair.
Yeah. And to be honest, even though I've already asked him several times, Shimmer is still saying stupid shit.
You won't change Shimmer, because he knows that he could burn this place to the ground if he so wished.
I know, that's why I'm going to leave
Life
him
is
out.
but a toy to
That's
him.
why I'm going to leave him outside. Let's go back.
Oh my god.
Life is but a toy to him.
I feel like that's going to be on his gravestone now.
Life was but a toy to him. He burnt at both ends.
Let's go back to them. They're probably wondering what we're doing. Turn around and go back
Are
to the
you-
group.
You done over there? You making some strange glances over my way?
I look over to him and I go, shh, I'm in here.
Look, if
Yeah,
you guys
well,
really needed some alone time, we could just go get a room. I mean,
No, there's plenty of time for that later.
fair enough.
Right.
I'm not even in my favourite terrain at the moment, so I don't feel comfortable.
Right, well, so apparently they're expecting us as a group, but I reckon once we get in there, it's probably, I think only a couple of us should actually go into the office and the rest of us should remain outside.
Righto, Captain.
Right, I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna go in with Grunt, because Grunt is nice and big and menacing.
I mean, we're all fairly big and menacing. Eyes up the bard. Most of us are pretty big and menacing.
Now I might be outmatched right here with your strength, but maybe not with skill of wit.
She's easily 2 foot taller than everybody else here. Look, that's
And as
what
wide
we're
as
gonna
two of
do.
you.
That's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna go into the main hall, so to speak. We're gonna request our audience that they're apparently expecting, and then the 2 of us will go inside, and the rest of you could wait outside.
Like outside the room or
Outside
outside the bank?
outside the room. No, we'll say outside the room.
We need some sort of safe word then, I imagine, just in case things turn south in there.
I think screaming shit or fuck is probably a good indication.
And if she can silence.
Then
you
what good
definitely can't say a word.
what good is a code word?
You'd need a light of some description.
Well, just yell my name and thing will burn. You know how this works already.
Silence, Shimmer. The key
How
word.
I don't know that spell.
The key word is silence.
Oh, I do.
Why don't we just all go in there,
Okay.
and then that makes a little bit easier, and we'll just let you do the talking?
Hang on. Alistair, how many attunements have you got?
That is a wonderful question.
Fucking close to max, if not max.
Am I?
You've got a bow.
Quick question.
Is
How
the
many
shield
can
achievement?
attune? Is it 3?
It's
Yeah, it's
magic,
3.
so it's... Actually, no, it's got no
Three.
other benefits, so I'd say it's not.
It's just a +1.
I'm pretty sure it's just my bow that's attunable, because it's like the only good thing I really have.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
While I'm over here with maxed out attunement, because I got the boots of Elvenkon, the bow of Stone Giant Strength, and the Sunblade.
In that case,
Alistair's the guy getting on a plane that's just got like a top and short pants for Spain on. The other one's the guy who won't pay for packaging and's got literally everything he's wearing on.
Yeah.
No, there's me ticket.
okay. So if you've got space, then take this, and Damara will remove her ring of X-ray
Hurrah.
vision. Good luck getting past my 30 fabricated personalities. Yeah, take this. This will help if you think it's been too long and you're not hearing anything. Then use this, and I'll hand him my ring of X-ray vision,
Ooh. Righto.
which I will now remove from my inventory. So make sure you write it down.
Definitely a ring joke in there somewhere. But we're going to leave that for the time being.
It's under the SRD if you're curious, Spook.
Sorry?
It's under the SRD if you want any of these specific details to it.
Rightio, Skipper. Let
Okay.
me just write it in here. Ring of X.
Vray.
Just so I know I've got it.
So we'll spend a couple of minutes just letting you attune to that, and then unless
In the mean,
anyone else wants to do anything, we'll go in.
You have tiny fingers.
in the meantime, can I just take a position on like the end of the alleyway and just sort of watch and see how many people are going in and out of the bank at any one time, and see if it's busy or if it's pretty dead at the moment?
Sure. We'll say you can do that for like the next alleyway up if you wanted.
Yeah.
It's a bit closer.
Hang on a second. I've got this ring of X-ray vision now. How does my wraith vision work again?
Yeah,
I always forget this, I'm sure it
you didn't
changes every
think
time.
you didn't think to mention that.
I'm just looking through my list of many skills and I'm like, looks through walls, I'm sure it does.
I think
Sure.
your Wraith Vision works like True Sight.
It's more of a true sight that allows you to reveal magic, so you can tell like the magical aura is based off certain things.
Right.
So, for example, well, you've never seen a character that say cast Alter or Disguise Self, but you're sure you'll probably see something else if you cast that on you. Actually, no. Whenever you've had it on, some things have appeared differently.
But it's not like thermal vision.
No, it's not like
Okay.
it's not
Yeah,
like
it's not like you're the predator now.
no,
Just,
you're not. You're not Predator. I'll
No,
give you
that's
a few
fine
more items. I'll give you like some. I'll give you something to turn you into Predator eventually, and your bow will become a plasma gun, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Trips, just for reference, I'm basically Italian.
Okay.
It's just not
Yeah.
died yet.
He got very
I'm not the
close.
presence of yet. Oh,
Jet.
also,
Yeah.
just while we're on the subject, can I speak to you a second, Buckley?
Sure.
Do you have any oil of Olay on you by any chance? I've not had that taken care of yet.
He sat and
Oh.
made some while we were planning, weren't we?
I do have some. Yeah. I gave you like
Don't suppose
3
you could-
vials.
Don't suppose you could apply some, 10-year reducing cream to me?
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Oil over light.
That wasn't dealt with last time.
He got touched by Trips. He got touched by a ghost, and it basically de-aged him. It increased his age. Excuse me. So he
Increase his
went
age.
to
Yeah.
30, I think. He went to 30 years old.
36. Added 10 years to me.
I believe it's a greater restoration that I needed to use.
I
Yeah.
think you're looking
Yeah,
good on your
guess
way,
so.
sugar.
He's just starting to get 1 or 2 graves.
At 30?
Ah, that's better.
There you go, friend.
36.
I lead a very stressful life, and this is the Middle Ages.
That's true.
I work with animals for a living. Stressful.
In the last month, he's dealt with a massive rat invasion, demons trying to assassinate him, demons in general, a massive pit fiend showing up, ghosts,
The Thunderwolf.
Archwizard that really didn't want to quit,
That's fair.
and an adult an adult silver dragon. Will I continue?
And it's not even been 3 months.
Nope.
That's just been in the last month or two.
That's been like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been an incredibly short space of time.
Things are moving too quickly. But
So,
it's
there you go.
everybody ready to go in now?
Oh, so you now have a nice, healthy glow.
No,
I'll think it up for Spook, that is, or Alistair.
He went from looking like me to looking like Alistair, like disheveled, tired, fed up, refreshed, rejuvenated, shitty. And by shitty, I mean a shithead.
I need a shave again, but other than that, I think we're back to where we were.
Great. So now we're finished with your ego. Are we ready?
I never finished with my ego, but by all
I
means,
was
let's
about to
walk
say
into the
that.
Dragon's Den.
what have I seen on the street as we've been waiting for these guys to piss around with
From the alley.
oil of Olay?
From the alley you're currently in, there's been a little bit of activity, but not much.
Okay.
Hello.
Also, if we're going to the Dragon's Den, do we have inventions that we need to bring in, or?
Thank you. He made it.
I'll give you 20% of that joke.
There you go.
Calfrey just pulls up a massive cardboard sign like, I'm ready.
I'm out.
Right. Well, I've said before, I'll say it again, that I'm meant to be taking the lead on this. I would appreciate you guys' assistance, and not, for example, people trying to crack a joke looking at you, Shimmer.
Look, I'm usually the quiet one next to Big and Tall here. You want to just talk to your boyfriend?
You normally have the ceilings,
it's
now you've
things
got the
like
floor.
that. It's things like that you need to stop.
Oh, are you two an item?
No!
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Come on!
I think there was a gremlin in your closet, love. I didn't see her come in, I just saw her walk out. I was like, how the hell did
No,
the
I
window
saw her
that
walking
side?
in.
I saw her walk in.
I was
Everyone's-
looking elsewhere on the screen, then all of a sudden just passed by. I was like, I know that's a window there. You're playing D&D.
I'm just sitting outside the window.
Spook's gone to close this window now just in case.
He's on the ground floor, I'm on the second floor.
That's why I'm scared.
That's even worse. I just want to
Yeah,
have
when
a quick
it's
look at my
basement,
window.
there's, like,
Open up.
back, people crawling down from the ceiling from.
Oh,
Everybody
see,
now
the
check
thing of it
their
is, there's one window there, then there's one across the house from me. So I'm usually good though.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go. Take it away.
Right.
Damara, how about you roll me a d20 before you go in?
Great. 14.
Okay. As you guys are approaching, stepping up, the alley to your left, as you're like moving up, you would have heard this yourself. I'm just sorry, I'm still trying to get your character's name
Cal.
down.
Just call me Cal.
Cal. Okay.
Cat.
Cal, you hear, and you could have heard it from before, but it happens a lot in the city. The sounds of a scuffle in the alley ahead of you, and as you guys are passing, you see an old man being surrounded by like 5 or 6 thugs, just literally getting the shit kicked out of him.
Who sees this?
You will all, but some of the older members of the Blood and Sand group will recognize this older gentleman as someone that you traveled outside of Duskhaven with once ago on a cart. A very, very old man. Just get up his proper name there.
We see a lot of old people.
I'll just show him to you again. This old fellow.
Nekad Radane. That does look familiar.
He travelled out with you once on cart when you guys originally went to New Grove.
Oh wow, that was a long time ago.
Jesus.
And he's getting the absolute shit kicked out of him.
Go. Or should we help that
Rush in
guy?
and charge whoever the closest one is.
You
it
rush in, make
seems
an
so.
intimidation check. You're a fully clad warrior. These guys are just fucking punks.
Intimidation check. Not very intimidating.
You're
Fairly
very
intimidating.
rush in. These kids not expecting. Like one of them's going to sketch shit. As you just fully clad, you're like a head taller than most of these little punks. You clock one in the jaws. You run in, pull out a blade. They all bolt down the alley the other way, and they scamper. They're just gone.
Yeah, you better run.
And the old man is there beneath you, just absolutely bloodied and battered.
Hello, old friend.
Huh?
I'll walk over and
Reach your hand out to him.
yeah.
Alistair. Pull you up.
What are you doing this far out east?
I could ask you the same thing.
Looking for trouble, obviously.
Well, there's no surprise with that, so long as you try to do the right thing. That's always important. I was trying to find a way to just get a quick ship, but it clearly didn't work. Travel is not the easiest to do. I might just scamper out of the city in all honesty.
Wouldn't blame you. This place is, as we found, dangerous at best.
How have you all been? It's been some time. You have two different eyes.
Yeah. Developments. We've made some friends, made some enemies.
We've been existing.
I'll give him a 4th level cure wounds.
Damn. Oh, thank you so much. How kind of you. Truly.
Seriously, what are you doing down here?
Well, I was just traveling for my own curiosity more than anything into the world. To see about what I could do to help, or if I could find something useful for myself.
And also, I wanted
I'd
to
like
find
to
my.
insight check him.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Both of you insight check him.
I can't remember how good
I'm
mine
going to, in the meantime, not walk over and introduce myself and just be like, well, hi there, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Calfrey.
Oh, pleasure to meet you too.
You know these guys?
Oh, I've had some travels alongside them. And I don't usually have to do this.
Oh, 2 people.
Hello.
Oh shit.
Oh.
This is unusual.
You can tell
starts
he's
raving.
definitely hiding something. It seems more like he's trying to get answers out of you.
Okay.
Like, his answers are vague and inspecific, but his are very precise in what he's asking you. But he does seem impressed by the fact that you guys came to help him. Seems more like, good, they did that, good. Anyway, let's get you back down.
Okay, well, they're back.
Oh,
I feel like Alistair.
Right,
I feel like Alistair and Dell just sort of in sync, like look at each other, raise an eyebrow, and then look back at him.
So you're here to do some good.
Trying to do some good in a very dark world.
And you're trying to do good in back alleyways?
I didn't intend to find myself in a back alley, but I ended up in a back alley.
I turn to Alistair at this point and I go, this guy not telling the truth? Or
I wouldn't say that you're lying, but you're definitely hiding something. Come on. What were you really doing back here in
Everyone
the
has
back?
secrets and things to take care of in this.
Indeed, they do, and we
It's
are
the
people
secrets that
like
usually
that.
come and
So
bite our ass.
if you're quite well, we have stuff to be getting on with.
I'm also looking for my niece, Leah.
I feel like that was a Diablo joke.
It was.
Okay.
Because that's
His name's
literally.
an down for Deckard Cain, of course it is.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Stay a while and listen.
We all fall asleep. Game over.
Not quite with him. Oh,
Is there any kind of way that I could like persuade him to, maybe reveal a little bit of something?
Just looking at my list of things. Do I have mind reading? Don't think that's a range.
I'm just gonna try and think of this. Now I've just met these ladies and gentlemen, and I know that I should be truthful with these guys, and so should you. I mean, come on, it's only fair. We've just saved you from something pretty horrific just now. It's the least you could do.
make a persuasion check.
How do I do this?
How do you want to do this?
Click the word.
Nice.
Go on, do one.
Plus 12! Good God. you rolled a nine.
Jesus.
It's nice to have someone else with plus 12 in their skills.
Expertise, yo.
Expertise.
I see how it is. I have fucking, a plus 12 in fucking perception, but no, I don't get no fancy thing like that.
So, yeah.
Like, oh, it's so great that, somebody else
It's a
has.
different skill.
Passive perception of 25.
Fuck you.
Children. Be nice.
I'm 3
Let the
ways.
new guest have his toy.
Anyway.
Oh,
So going to go downhill from here.
the thing is, as well, to note with your insights as well, for both of you, he's not been able to take his eyes fully off of Alistair. He keeps darting back to him, looking him in the eyes. Well, it's more of things of just curiosity with the world. It's been developing and changing quite a lot lately, and sides are not as clear as I think they should be.
Sides as in this town or
Oh,
in the
no,
greater wide world?
in far more reaching affairs, you see.
Suspicious at best.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now.
Oh,
He
wait.
turns.
Hey, hang on a second. Wrong one. I thought that was the other button. Never mind. Hang on. Where's my... Have I not set up something for it? Shit, I don't think I have.
You're trying to
Close
do your
it up.
charm.
I'm trying to do my charm, yeah. As he looks into my eyes.
Look
Is it a charisma saving
Fey
throw?
presence. That was it. Fey presence. Hang on.
Is it a charisma saving throw?
DC 16. Let me just turn down my 0 charges that left.
He smiled towards him, and he smiles like, "Oh, that was a good attempt, but I'm afraid I'm a bit out of that magical sort. I'm old, but I'm not clever. I mean, stupid.
Good job.
I do my best. It's not very good.
Damn it. He just
I'm
burnt
just-
one of my skills.
I'm more surprised by you, young Dartwood, that you've eyes similar to one I've seen before who could see truths in anything that he gazed upon.
How old are you?
Now let me have a
Old
guess here.
enough. But there was one whose eyes, I do not mean quite akin to yours, but a similar effect that caused a similar sight that allowed truth to be seen quite vividly.
Are we talking elven or
No,
orange
not
skin?
in that elven. And not orange skin either. A
Well, no, I haven't.
pale-skinned one.
Pale skin?
Meant to be of the orange kind, but he is one of the rare pales.
Ah,
This
So we're
sounds
talking
like
about a
some magic
item?
mumbo jumbo to me.
this sounds like somebody who we know intimately yet have never seen. So how did you
But
manage to get
he-
close?
I know him from his youth, when he was but a young adventurer, like all the others.
Walking around with scaly friends.
No, not scaly, but with Merok and with...
Yeah, fiery, I think, is the
Yeah,
more
there's-
accurate word.
Okay, you're
Lots
mentioning
and-
scales and fire. You're talking about me, aren't you?
No. Not you, sir. I remember him from that time ago.
It's no secret to us that Guan Shi's got a patron of
Two.
some sort.
He's pale.
We do
And
know
he's
he's
got
got
two
two
sets
different
of
coloured
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah.
He's got black and white. But that's a new thing that you've not yet heard of any descriptions, that apparently he can see through truths and lies.
The bard immediately. For fuck's sake! That's my entire class thing. I'll lie about the numbers of damage I do.
I mean,
The numbers I
Patter's
see.
basically did that once, so you know.
I make them think I destroyed it.
The bardiest of bards. See through lies. Means I'll just have to deliver some cold hard truth to him.
What
Well,
kind
see.
of truth would you intend to say to him?
Let me get this straight, right? You know you, Alistair, from sorry, sir, what's your name?
Oh, my name, good sir. My name is Nicard.
So you, Nicard, know Alistair from a previous time, yes?
No. I know Alistair from maybe a few months ago, perhaps. We encountered each other, and he was kind enough to, along with his associates, to help me go to a place where I was studying.
Right, and now you think he looks like someone that you knew from a long time ago.
That
That's-
looks like someone. I share a similar
Drake.
physical deformity, shall we say, with another person that he's met, another person that we're very aware of, looming up north in his cold, heartless sanctuary.
Why would you say cold and heartless?
I know it's
I've
definitely
heard.
cold.
I've heard
I mean,
tales of
I will
of the
say right now,
North
it is
stuff.
cold and heartless. Because I've been there.
And I mean, above all grievances that he's done, he did destroy my guild hall.
Oh yes, that's his biggest crime.
I was joking.
I mean, he did also kind of ruin my, monastery.
Oh yeah, I
These
forgot
are
about that.
tragic things, no doubt. But what would you say? You say you'd give him cold hard truths.
Cold, hard truths.
But I'm quite curious what you would say those are.
I'm quite curious as to your tone.
Nah, I don't like you, sir. You seem to be, if not suspicious, at least maybe possibly working for this enemy.
I
that
do not work
my new
for
friends.
him. Make no mistake, I do not work for him in any way.
Inside?
Go ahead. He's an old friend of mine from long ago, and I would not
Fuck's
see
sake.
his name besmirched without at least some evidence. Yeah, I know, you elderly, mumbling man. You're
We know
hard to...
some of,
Hard to read.
Mm.
we know some of his other old friends as well, and their opinions have drastically changed about him. Why so secretive?
Why so
vague?
serious? Also, don't we have things to do today?
Yes, I did say that.
I think we should put a pin in this for now and maybe meet back up later and discuss
Well, I'll
these.
be traveling off
truths.
myself now, so I'll have to bid you all adieu if that's the case. But I would like to talk to you all a little bit more.
Stay
So you're
safe.
going to
man.
be staying in town, or
No,
where can we
goodness,
find
no,
you?
I just got mugged. I have no interest in staying in town.
Yeah,
If
come
it-
on, Cal. Wait,
If it helps, there's a new entrance in the northwestern wall.
Thank you. I may find my way about there.
If you truly wish to speak with us again, then I'm sure we'll find a way.
No, I'll find you if I have to.
That's what I thought.
Well, I bid you a good day, sir. And go to leave.
Also, good luck finding your niece. Bye.
I'm gonna watch him walk out of sight.
Okay. Is that all you do?
Yeah.
Can I shoot him? No, I'm joking. Can I make a...
Gun! It's Corner Bottom the whole time! My dear!
Can I dead-eye sharpshoot him right now?
No witnesses!
It's a nursing home with your name on it, old man.
Man.
Your next meal's through a straw.
Nursing home in the sky!
We should have let you get beaten up, son.
Very quickly, I will take Delmara just down to Demon Whispers.
Oh shit.
Whilst they were all talking and focused, you notice that two of the thugs that had actually beaten him up
Yeah.
were waiting around the corner.
Oh,
But
okay.
what you noticed was they were very sheepish, like awaiting a response or waiting for instruction, but not from you guys.
What, was this before or after?
During.
Oh.
Just to kind of test, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wait, so this guy's come back from that far ago to just pop in and say hi?
Right,
Say
yeah.
that far ago, not that far ago in game.
Oi!
Oi!
Hello?
Are you gonna come out?
I look around and put a hand on my rapier. Who's coming out?
Run away if
What's
you want
going on,
to,
Dal?
I know you're there.
What's going on, Dal? Share with the group.
Do I see anything?
I pull my gun.
After this little bit of talking, you now hear very hushed whispers of shit, 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 shit from the end of the alley on the left where he was walking towards, of some young voices.
I roll my eyes and I'm gonna look at Alistair and just go, be ready. And I'm going to try and shadow step round the corner behind them.
Ooh.
You shadow step around the corner into their shadows as though like, he's gonna be so fucking mad if we just...
Can I help you, boys?
They bolt. The moment they see you behind them, they fucking bolt.
Alistair!
I'd charge in.
Okay, these are these are essentially like young teenagers, and you just clothesline the pair of them.
Can I dead-eye sharpshooter one of them?
No!
Oh! Want them
1,
alive?
2.
Can it be a cold shot to the leg?
No
Can
witness.
it be non-lethal
I
damage
would
to
say this
the...
would be a sharpshooter shot in regards to the fact of a -5 to target a specific area. Actually, no, you can spend a grid if you wanted to. Actually,
yeah, that's what I said.
if you want-
Dead-eye suspend a grade.
How many
Okay, you
people
spend a
are there?
grid.
Because I've taken...
It's only the 2 kids currently.
Is it
Oh,
just
right.
2 kids that's ran that?
Yeah.
Is it just
And Alice
in
just
front
got
of
them
the
by
house?
like,
Oh, right, oh, never mind. I thought there was more of them. You
No, no, it's
described...
just the 2 kids.
Oh,
Yeah, there
never
was
mind
more
then.
earlier. There's only
All
2
right.
been left.
All
They're
right,
currently
never
trying
mind.
to kick and push off you, but they're like old teens. Like, no, please, please, no, no.
I'm
Start
going to
speaking.
push one of them into Buckley just to make sure they don't wriggle free from me completely.
It's basically just like I'm holding him like a, like a golem, just being given something. Just
Hold on to this, it's been naughty.
I'm gonna walk over. and-
hello.
Start speaking, boys.
No, we just got paid 5 gold to beat up that guy.
Why?
We just got paid 5 gold to beat up that guy.
By
I
who?
know. By an old man.
By that old man or a different old man?
This old pale guy.
An old pale guy. Narrow it down to anybody?
Give us a better description than that, kids.
Oh, he was a tall guy. He had heavy armor on. He looked really fucking nasty.
Is he looking
You
as
just said
nasty as
he's
this
my
guy? And I
old-
just kind of indicate over to Grunt.
Actually, yes.
Yeah,
Really?
I just turn,
Oh.
just like
Because he used to be a gladiator, you know. You know, he used to get so strong. He used to practice pulling the arms off of people.
He's not so. It's only just like 5 gold, please. You can have the money, please. No. There's a streak
Are
down
they-
his leg.
Are they making too much noise at the moment?
Yes.
They're making a lot of noise. The two
I'm gonna
kids
walk-
currently got grabbed.
I'm gonna walk up to one of them and just shove the gun up into his neck and just be there like intimidate him, like, you better sit quiet, boy.
They're basically just like,
There's a little trickle down Alistair's leg. Man's got a gun.
Now you tell these people the truth right now.
make an intimidation check with advantage.
In theory, should be good at. As well.
So I click. I'm sorry. I click over the
You click for
advantage.
advantage,
Yeah, okay.
and then hit intimidation.
Should roll it.
Sorry, please. There's an old, heavy armor guy. Give us 5 gold each to beat up this old man. We were
Where?
called away until he left. In one of the alleys of pub. We were just there playing a game. He stepped at the front of the alley, said, "Who wants money?" We're going to want money. He threw a bag of gold at us. He just said, "Go find this old guy and beat him up."
And you're saying that this guy looked like our friend here?
No, an old guy, pale skin.
Human?
like,
Elf?
No, I haven't seen anyone like him. He's not like an elf, but he's got pale skin. He's got like long ears. Like one looked like it was half bitten. One eye was black and one eye was white.
Now you would
No.
recognize this guy if you saw him before.
Yes.
Well then, I'm just gonna rifle through his pockets and take the 5 gold off him. And be there like, this is collateral. You go and find him, and you go and tell us his location right now.
I say, now hold on, Cal. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if we necessarily want to find this guy right now. This could be dangerous.
Alistair, if this is who we think it is, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, you don't say. He's here now. Why?
The old man says, "I'm sure they're just kids. Leave them be."
You shut up.
Thought you were
Mommy
leaving.
and Daddy are talking.
Well, I was, and then everyone started running around me.
I turn the pistol on to the old guy. Get lost, old man.
Okay, you need to stop pointing that at people.
Yeah, like seriously?
I don't know, I'm actually on
I'm-
Cal's side this time. We've got everything we need out of you now. If you're going to keep holding secrets and you don't really want to help us as much as we want you to help us, then piss off.
I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw.
Shit.
Success.
Oh wait.
Success. Actually, failure. Success.
On a 19.
Failure.
Fucking hell.
Ooh, Jesus. Everybody rolled really well as well. God.
These old guys got tricks. Anyone who rolled 19 or lower, you just get a feeling of a suggestion from like, you should just leave these poor kids alone. They've learned their lesson. Look at them. They're terrified.
Oh yeah,
Use his
Grunt
biggest-
needs one as well.
Yeah. Just use his biggest goddamn spell slot on you guys trying to stop killing 2 fucking kids.
And two
Oh,
of us succeeded.
We're going to put that one down to Fey ancestry. That's better for the group.
Actually, yeah, you would have had advantage anyway because it was a charmer.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Ah.
That was for Grunt.
Grunt does not succeed.
I lower the weapon and just go, what do we want to do with them?
So,
Just let them go. They've learned their lesson, goodness sake. And if this man's anyway as dangerous as you believe who it is, and they're clearly terrified of him and you, they're going to do no good for searching for him.
you've changed your tune for someone who was being beat up by them a second ago.
Yes, but look at them now. They're defenseless. They're kids.
I take the other 5 gold from the other guy and I split out a gold each and I chuck it at them and I go, this is your tax and this is a lesson well learned.
As I set my kid down, I just say, Buckley, let him go. But I just keep hold of him by his collar and I say, you stay away from him. You value your
I just like go with my grip. And just,
And just, boom, he falls. Like, falls back and then falls on his ass, gets up and runs, and the other kid goes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Now what?
You really think he could have been here in person?
It's good to know that you'll Spare someone who's somewhat defenseless. He walks off.
I'm going to add 8 gold to my.
Once a rogue, always
Always
a rogue. You just stole from kids.
that had been told to be of an old man. I'm doing a community service right here.
Then I hope you
have been
invest that into a
scared
community centre then.
I'm going to donate it to the next poor person I see.
Hello,
Myself.
I would like some gold, please.
Get out of here.
Oh, fine.
If he's
And
here
he
in person to
Slowly
interfere,
walks off.
if he's here in person to interfere, that means he's at least a little concerned, right?
What I want to know is why does somebody so powerful pay kids to beat up an old man? To what end? Who is that guy? What part does he play in it?
We are. We're still going to the bank, right? Or are we stopping to
No,
talk this over?
we have to stick to the plan, but that's concerning.
These are old enemies, or
The oldest,
Some-
you could say.
okay?
We're
Let's.
going to say to you what we say to them. If you ever see someone that matches that description, pale-skinned with a one white, one black eye, you get away, if you can.
Even I'm not
Sound
stupid enough to go to
advice
that mark
and-
just yet.
Just a second,
No.
as I need to give Alistair a little bit of a thing.
Ooh.
So many whispers.
The whisper. Rave time.
Oh, hold on.
God, this
You
is
should have that. You
this
should have
is
that on the
intense.
macro. No. I need to stop pointing my gun at people. I just realised. Throwing this thing around like nobody's business.
I just said you need to stop pointing that at people. Guns aren't very common.
Yeah, but that means they're scary, which means they're effective bargaining tool.
It means that some people don't know what they are.
Exactly.
I was literally about to be like, don't waste ammo and just gonna hold a little fire out.
I have many knives. They are very efficient. Just doing the old shadow sneak gave him quite a square. Quite proud of that, actually. But yeah, this is concerning. Deeply concerning.
This is extremely concerning for
See-
me, as I don't know what's going on.
Out of character.
see?
Yeah, never
I
mind.
told you we should have burned this place down. Just saying, this would have saved a lot of trouble.
It only saves a lot of trouble for a short amount of time. It then makes considerably more trouble.
Delmara and everyone else, Alistair just uses Wraith Vision. For Cal, who's never seen it before, Alistair's eyes have essentially just like got this glowing white energy just radiating off of them as he's looking out across the street.
Is he okay? I
yeah,
know
He
a bit of magic, but that's a new one on me.
it's a new one to us as well. Hang on, let him concentrate.
Oh, that's one way to see in the dark, I guess.
Alistair, what do you see?
What do you Elvis see? Sorry, I had to play it.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Really? Can I insight
I'm
check
hoping.
Alistair?
Make an insight check, Alistair. Alistair, just make a straight charisma check. I know your modifiers for your different things. I'll say if she succeeded or failed.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. Yeah, just make a straight charisma check, bud.
Because of course my my modifiers.
Or you could whisper it to me.
Yeah,
and
I've
I'll
got
let them know.
I've got 2 GM.
Yeah, just 2 GM it to me. Your deception check. Charisma check.
He's lying!
So
Oh my
my
goodness.
challenge, but you've not used to see. You're like, you can usually tell from Alistair's eyes when he's lying, not when they're glowing over. So your usual keen thing for like discerning if he's bullshitting or not is gone. But
God
seems
damn it.
legit.
Well then,
Who's in first?
me.
Lead the way.
Yeah, let's,
I lead the way.
Let's go.
Okay. So who's actually going into the actual office, and who's just going into the
The main,
Into the
the main,
bank.
the main sort of bank building everybody's going into, and then we're gonna try and ask for get our audience, and then it will just be Delmar and Grunt going in.
I think I've got the asking for an audience thing. If you want, boss.
A passerby hackles you in the street.
I'm sorry. Why are you hating her? What?
She's met Harry Potter.
She said Daniel Radcliffe, not Harry Potter.
She's met Harry Potter.
Stop.
What?
One on Instagram's just met Daniel Radcliffe, and we need to hate her. I'm sorry, guys, for the interruption there. That was just very
That was
important.
hilarious. Okay.
My apologies.
That's
So, if we go into the bank, what does it look like inside?
You've been in here before, but for everyone else, the actual interior is this kind of very Romanesque kind of plates to the ground, slabs, like very thin clay slabs, or like very fine designs, like murals painted into the ground, and it's got this large dome interior of marble at the top with like these inlays of clearly meant to be very fancy, very high tier designs that are worn, not really been repaired for like maybe they'll probably do another fix up or tidy up soon, but they're like paintings of a great wall or like a great bulwark, and then it's just sea crashing into it, and the one on the floor is of clearly designed for being in water, but it's a sign of gold trickling down into the depths.
As you can see, even our banks are pretty pretty. I'm gonna head up towards one of. I would assume there's like
a single
cashiers.
reception, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
reception, and then there's a cashier area afterwards. But you know, there's like one area for going for a cashier, and another area then for going to
For meetings and
yeah,
stuff.
for meetings. Like, you know, if you wanted to go make a new deal with something or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna head up.
essentially, to get organized, you go through the reception first, and there's a young half-orcish woman sat there, maybe like 5'4", very short, stout woman. Hair is tied back. She's wearing this great hopper kind of like design of clothes. It looks very very Germanic in design. Looks up towards all of you. So, what could I do for you today?
Well, good day. We've come here to make a large deposit, as we've been told by our friends. We need to make a meeting, and
Oh, you must make a meeting with the mistress if you're going up for a very high-end deposit, as you said, sir. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anyone watching us at the moment?
Currently, there are 5 security guards at different points around here watching you. Besides from that, make a perception check.
nice.
Uh,
God damn. I'm nervous. I'm gonna say the wrong thing.
Yeah, now you know how I feel. When everybody was just like, "Oh, Roman, you're king. You talk now. you talk to the giants.
Yeah, but
You do that."
You had really good charisma to back it up. I only got a +2.
Well, don't worry, we can have a rave before. Oh, this stunk shit.
all right, back in.
I just sort of like nudge into Dal and just like glance up and into the corner of the room.
I try and subtly glance that way as well.
You currently see nothing. What you do see is at the like on the floor, like around that like corner, like at the very bottom of it, you see a pool of water.
I just sort of raise my eyebrow at him.
I just like slightly whisper, just like cover my eyes. I'll tell you later.
So, what's the person on the desk doing now?
She's currently like just looking through some papers. Like, yes, she's currently free from meetings. I'll go. And she just like motions to someone, and one of the security guards goes off. He'll be back in a moment with a detail to bring you towards the mistress. Unfortunately, not all of you will be allowed greet her at the same time, as you are quite a large group. You're going to have to limit it to maybe 3 or 4 of yourselves.
That's quite all right.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
I feel so gross.
That's quite alright.
Wildly at the notion of you doing this voice, but
The entire party just sort of goes, oh god.
Oh, okay.
they all go.
Ugh.
How to spot the noble birth.
I just go. That's okay. We'll wait out here if necessary.
When the guard comes,
I'm just gonna go.
Go on.
I'm just gonna go sit down at one of the benches and start
Those little
doing
pews.
designs.
It is a dome, but like there was like little bent pews is the only way really to describe it, like curved pews that you could sit down at.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically go and start working on designs for my next weapons whenever I get back to the forge.
How long have we got before? Does the guard? Because I was
The guard comes back, and when he comes back, you see there are 2 guards that have very large rifles, very heavy, cold steel kind of design, and they are in full plate. And they motion towards yourselves, raise up for 4, and then motion to come.
I'm just
I
gonna
walk forward.
quickly pull Del back, just quickly, and just be like, yeah, we were being watched, and it didn't look human. I'll tell you more later.
Hang on. One moment, please. What do you mean it didn't look human?
Nah, I just had to have a quick glance around, make sure we weren't being followed, and I looked up into that top corner, and it was eyes of yellow and with blue pupils, and I barely spotted it, and it was it just slinked away into the darkness afterwards. So
was it humanoid?
I can't tell you.
Just saw eyes in the shadows.
Just
all
eyes.
that were eyes. Alistair's having like a moment for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen him on the camera and I've been trying to ignore it. Okay.
Shit.
Spooks like just putting pieces of paper onto walls like,
Yeah,
it's got to connect.
He's in his mind palace at the moment and all the strings are connecting. This is his element.
He looks like fucking the Charlie Day meme, just like, and you see.
I go to our office and I go, Carol, but there is no Carol.
Penny.
Nope.
Damara.
Different joke.
Different joke.
Alright, I just say, inform the group when we go inside, make them aware.
Yeah, of course. Do you want me to stay out here?
Yes.
It's okay.
And I continue on. Lead the way.
Is it just yourself going in then?
No, I bring Grunt with me.
Okay, Grunt comes in with you then. There's now 4 guards. 2 that were waiting behind are now going to go with you as well. 3 of them look like they're just there for Grunt. And 1's there for you. 1 opens the door like you see like from his plated wrist, there's like a small piece of metal just comes out from it, and he puts it into the door and twists, and the door unlocks, and he opens it up, and inside you see a very finely decorated office, a very low table with a low chair to the opposite side, and chairs for more comfortable humanoid-sized people to the other side, but behind it you see a very elderly gnomish lady. what was once very blonde hair is gone to this deep white, or like this almost pure white, and slight tinges of gray to her hair. But this is definitely, as she's almost like a little bit red nose and red cheeks, still these very fine earrings hanging down. She's just scribbling away to something. Yes, do come in. And this is indeed Oddly from the designs you've seen.
Okay. I
So,
quietly
what did
step
I
in.
do for you?
Do the guards stay or leave?
The guards were not leaving this room.
Is this quite necessary?
For me, as you could understand, I am a person who has competition in the city, and there are many great dangers within the city. So, as such, I must ensure my own well-being. If you want, I will just leave Jebediah in with myself if your security is willing to leave the room, and I have just one of my own.
We can keep things as they are in that case.
Very well.
I can appreciate the desire to have certain security in place.
Insurance is very important. Something that all must learn at some point is to always make sure you have one thing in your pocket for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Very
So-
well then. Should we get down to business?
Yes, a dear friend of mine said you were coming.
Oh, really? Do tell.
A certain landish figure.
Ah, yes. I'm familiar with him.
So he said you had desires and designs for the city itself in some way.
Indeed, I have arrived here with a group of companions to make a certain proposition.
I will listen then.
Is there a...
As you are, of course, a friend of mine, as you are a friend of his, you are a friend of mine. I will not rush you. You can definitely take your time. And she just leans forward.
Is there a chair to sit down in?
Yes, there's chairs on your side. The table is for her height, and her chair is for her height. But there are chairs to suit you, like a very lean-in, deep kind of chairs.
Okay. I shall take a seat. I go, well, it seems that lately there's been a slight disruption in the way that things are functioning here, particularly in regards to your dockyards.
Mm-hmm. Would you
Seems-
have anything to do with that?
Oh no, if you insult me by insinuating such.
No harm in checking.
That's fair. It seems to me that your primary source of food is now, well, slightly dried up. So perhaps we can strike up some sort of trade agreement that could prove beneficial to both parties.
I'm listening intently. But where would you offer food from?
Well, it starts, I suppose, with the party that I represent, that being the people of the city of Duskhaven.
She puts the pen down and is leaning back in her chair now.
I'm like watching her face intently.
Make an insight check.
Insight.
There is the face of, oh, this just got far more interesting and maybe profitable. And there's definitely an intrigue, but it's one of those things of, okay, this is an offer, this is an interesting offer, sounding like it's a too good offer. You can tell she's going to be prying for anything she can pull from you now. Or if not prying, she's trying to spot anything now that's coming up. She's like, okay. Please don't let me interrupt you. Continue.
Well, as you may perhaps be aware, the lands around Duskhaven are reasonably fertile, and thus are able to provide our city with decent amounts of food, and we, of course, much like yourselves, relied on the ocean for sources of food as well. And we think that perhaps it could provide... It would be more benefit to perhaps have more allies than it would be to have more enemies, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And thus it could prove beneficial for both of us if we were to come up with some sort of arrangement.
Well, this seems like a very generous offer from the city of Duskhaven, considering some of its higher-ups and some of the higher-ups of our own society have a bit of a discourse at the moment.
Of course, well, you put your finger on the very issue there.
Oh. Curiouser and curiouser.
I know that you are a woman who likes to have a slice of every pie, so to speak. And certainly I would seek nothing more than to come to the most important person in this city with such an offer to put on the table.
Just from your natural 20 from last time, she's like, oh, that is the, I know you're being a little shit in the way you're saying it, but I'm liking what you're saying. It's like the Vegeta thing from the Abridged. Okay, I know you're fucking with me, but you're right.
God. So, I'm sure you, as you have said previously, there have been certain tensions between Duskhaven and some of your house leaders here. We think perhaps a little bit of fine-tuning is in order.
I love your way with words. You were taught well.
I suppose you could say I was.
Maybe taught by the very best.
That remains to be seen.
Well, we all have opinions of people.
It's like checking to see what she meant by that comment.
Go ahead. By which? By the opinion of people?
Go ahead. You were taught by the best, apparently.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
That's not as good.
Caught you off guard. And you could tell, like, she just had that little bit of a slight to her face when she did it, that it was just enough to hide any real... More like she was waiting to see how you'd react to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you could really get. And it's clear you had a reaction.
Okay. The way things are currently are less than ideal, let's say.
Unprofitable.
Yes, exactly. My lady, let me be blunt. We're thinking that we'd like some different people in charge.
There.
But
Okay.
in order for that to happen, there has to be a vacancy to fill first.
Of course, of course. But my question now to you is, who do you intend to remove? As you mentioned lords of this place, there are certainly people who have quite a lot of financial benefit. What could be replacing them to improve in such a way? You do have quite a lucrative business.
This is true, but one of your many lucrative businesses, I'm afraid, is rather distasteful in the slave trade that the Bursons run.
I've not been the biggest fan of it myself, but it meets the ends and it keeps the checks balanced.
Yes, well, perhaps those checks could be balanced with something a bit more ideal.
What would you offer?
Duskhaven has many different things that it can offer, many services that it can offer.
Like?
Well, let's just say we have other sources of income than just our food.
She is going to make an insight check on you.
I don't even know what I should roll in this situation.
I'm going to
Persuasion?
say persuasion check,
Persuasion.
probably. And for everything you've been doing so far, you're getting advantage on this for your wording.
Yay!
Okay, this is more to see like if you could veil what you're saying more than anything. Interesting. Well, you certainly have me intrigued, but one does not simply take the top off a totem pole. You have to get up there to do so. Then, of course, who do you intend to replace with such a thing?
Well, we were thinking that maybe we might have people on our end more suitable for such positions. And of course, by maybe perhaps having some of your people invited over to ours, we have somewhat of almost like ambassadors, so to speak.
Well, what names would you be giving for these ambassadors? I would like to know who I'd be working with and dealing with. I know, of course, the more titular individual of that certain town, and I have to do with that fiery temperament, but who else?
Let's just say that there are far more powerful people there that may have an interest in your little town here. I can't make any promises, of course, until we have some proper offers on the table, you see.
Well, the city of Fairbreeze would certainly like to consider such offers.
This is pleasing to hear.
While this is going on, I'm gonna go, hey, Alistair, what do you think of this? And show him a sword that has like a bowstring attached to it.
I've had a 1,000-yard stare for the last 20 minutes. The conversation's been going on, and you just go, "Hey, Alistair."
I just go like, that's a pretty design right there. You make these yourself?
Yes, I'm I work with metals and whatnot. I'm a blacksmith by profession.
Very noble trade right there, sir.
But yeah, Alistair, I've basically been thinking of how to combine both best of both worlds that you have with your sword and bow, and
It's a
So it's
sword.
it's a sword with a bow kind of attached to it. In a
Wouldn't
sense.
that be very heavy?
With the proper metals, and it could be pretty light.
I just point on somewhere on the design. I'm like, that'd make quite a good axe.
It might leave you a cut above the rest, Buckley. Excuse me.
You
And I
you
take
okay?
a step closer to the window.
Are you looking out the
Okay.
window?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Does he do this often, or is this
Nope.
This
just
is
recently?
this is different. Oh.
What is happening with him?
I have no
Can
idea.
somebody please insight check him? I'm really concerned.
I think I might do that now.
Or maybe, cast something? I don't know.
I don't really have anything that
If
can...
Gunshi's a warlock, then he might have charming spells.
I think I've got this covered. I look through my repertoire of spells.
Also, oh god, I can't promise anything because I'm looking through my notes and I'm just like, we didn't discuss what we could offer them, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm bluffing with no cards.
I'm gonna go ahead and insight check Alistair.
Alistair,
That's a no.
I'd say don't bother rolling.
yeah, no, you're fine.
That's unfortunate.
I'm
Yep,
gonna
seems
do
fine.
something really stupid.
What is going on out there?
I'm gonna go outside.
Okay, you go off and outside, and I'll take you into DM Whispers later. But currently, Delmara, back to you.
Oh god.
In fact, I might even take you in after the session.
Oh god, what is happening?
Interesting, fun things.
I don't like it.
But yeah, that...
That's
God
awesome.
damn it, Buckley!
That's awesome.
Okay, back in.
Okay.
yeah, I know.
Delmara, back to you.
Right, where were we? What was the last thing she
The
said?
mention of powerful individuals and others who have more interest can't really promise it. I was like, oh well. The one thing I know about your city is that Aside from some of the very high tier, those who try to keep their word or do skip their word try their best to keep it. I remember the stories of a young, trustworthy, stout fighter of a gentleman who, he was a dear fellow, about 30 years ago. Back when this city had a different name.
Really?
He was born here.
Was he indeed?
I do understand he's lost a bit of his character and a part of a limb.
Yes, I believe I am familiar with this man. He's very charming, to be honest, and does still produce very fine work.
Yes, he it's very near and dear to the hearts of some of us here.
Indeed, well, as you said, if certain things were to change, perhaps he would show more of an interest in returning back home.
Well, he has a current issue with a bounty on his head.
Oh, I'm sure such
But a bounty-
trifling things.
To explain, dear, not a bounty that I put on his head, but there are others who have. He's a well-known aggression about once a month, but only for the higher echelons, and when somebody really was interested in having him in their services, well, a man was in the cage the next morning, not a beast.
Ah, I see.
And he sprung himself free and fled. But there was already a sale to be made on him, and as such, that price is still waiting. But if the person who made the bounty ups and goes, well,
Indeed,
pity to
and
them.
you come on to the very topic that we were seeking perhaps to discuss.
Are you seeking approval for shenanigans in my city?
Indeed I am. I wouldn't wish to try and do it without approval.
Very smart woman. Again, somebody's been teaching you. So, how would this occur? Or more specifically, where? So, I don't know. If it happened inside the city and there was nobody around, oh, pity about that. Another body.
Indeed, indeed. In fact, we were thinking... Let's cease with being vague here. There are two people that we were thinking perhaps we could do without.
Hmm.
The first being one Sir Ramsay.
Oh, as we were talking about the brother of himself, yes.
Indeed, very
interesting.
fortuitous. We were thinking perhaps we know that he is quite fond of his little hobby with these creatures that he is so fascinated with. We were perhaps thinking of laying a slight trail just to bring him out of the city slightly, to...
Oh, that would be far more easy an affair for us to forget about.
Exactly.
A logbook goes missing here, a ledger there.
Just to sort
Suddenly,
of...
no one knows where he was for 24 hours.
Indeed, and perhaps we think 24 hours is all we need. I have quite a capable team with me today.
How interesting.
And, well, as you say, 24 hours pass and he's not to be seen. It is then, once we have finished with our business with him, that we were thinking perhaps we would return and move on to our next target before suspicions were raised.
And tell me then, I know you said slave trade.
Indeed,
so
I
presume
did.
I know. That's a lot that you have to remove in a single night.
Exactly, well, we thought we might cause a little bit of chaos and disturbance, bit of confusion, things happening very quickly, guns
A
being
costly
fired.
affair?
Maybe not perhaps in the long run. You see,
A short-term investment for a long-term profit.
indeed. In fact, I think there's quite a few slaves in this city that, given the prospect of potential freedom, might suddenly find themselves with a lot more energy.
Very well. So requiring minimal effort, or if anything, just effort to be away from the situation for a brief period.
Yes, and well,
Whilst,
we were thinking perhaps as well, if this so-called Beastmaster is present, there is a sort of agreement between these two houses, If the
Very
slaves
well known.
If the slaves indeed cause a bit of an uprising, it would make sense for them to try and call upon their allies, but then suddenly there's nobody around to control these beasts, and well, the chaos is then doubled, isn't it?
Well, we'd hope there wouldn't be a release of the beasts. You see, people can be talked to, can be reasoned with. Beasts can't. They're hungry, they're scared, they're confused, they're dangerous.
Exactly.
But if they're just in their cages and can just be moved away, and especially some of the beasts that have never been released by that individual for his enjoyment.
Well, needless
when
to say,
things have gotten
it doesn't
rowdy.
need to be all of them, just a small handful enough, like to sort of belay suspicion. If a rabid dog in the street were to savage someone, well, wasn't that a terrible accident? Such a shame. Far less
Okay.
suspicious than a mysterious knife wound in the side. Though who's to say in the chaos, what's to say there will be an odd stray bullet?
So long as there's no bullets directed in my way or the way of
course not,
reliable
dear lady.
contacts, then make a persuasion check, Delmara. With advantage. I'll let you know right now, your interactions with her have been lowering or raising the DC as you've been going along.
You can do it.
Let's tell everyone what that was.
That was a natural 20.
Wow. Time is now.
When
Slay.
mattered. So, dear Delmara, no matter what
I write
else,
to
this
you
has
on
been
spare
a
day.
very beneficial visit, with an interesting prospect. With the old dog back, replacing the wolf, people would be in far better suits and form. I could make it so that maybe one or two cages could be opened and directed in the way of some unfortunate sons, so they are minimalized in their efforts.
Mm-hmm. And of
And
course,
woe
with all
to them.
those people out and running, suddenly there are people looking for homes and for work, and there's certainly plenty of opportunity for work back in our direction.
Oh, and setting up of trade and
Indeed.
people who can now carry surplus and other goods to and from.
Far more beneficial for everyone else, I'm sure you
And
agree.
it puts people in better moods. I swear, it's one of those things where I just didn't have a better alternative. He'd be so proud of you, Delmara.
Excuse
I've had
me.
dealings before. I've worked with him before. But he's a bit crass, a bit brutish. But you are handling yourself with enough grace, but still enough cruelty, and still enough intelligence to be polite. Don't worry, he's not here. I haven't had him around for quite a long time. Few weeks.
Any insight checker?
Go ahead.
There's a lot of insight going on at the moment.
It's like a murder mystery.
I'm gonna go look out the window.
She's not lying.
Okay.
She's not lying. Half of what she's saying is more to get a rise out of you, but none of it's a lie. She wanted to see if you would react poorly, which you haven't. Everyone's had bad business partners. It's good to see that you're working for a new, healthier venture. Take what you learn from the ashes of pain and build on it. That's what I did. Now look where I am.
If I can follow in your shoes, then it certainly would be a great legacy to have.
Well, I think you're striding my steps just a little bit. After all, I am short-footed. Anyway, so with the out of a hunt from a certain individual and the beginning of chaos, the proper signals would be then given for the releasing of cages, and after that, how do you intend to calm down the rabble? Damage control is important, and if they start running into the city angrily, then there's problems.
Well, as I've said before, I have quite a capable team. And people are, as you said, far easier to reason with than beasts. The beasts, I feel, probably wouldn't be an issue if they went out of hand. We have somebody in our team who is very skilled in that department.
Very good, very good. Your own personal Ramsey.
You would insult him if you called him that.
All the better, then, that I use the comparison to see if he would be above or below the spectrum. So, my dear, any noticing of marks?
Yes, in fact.
Very good. Very good.
Are you testing me?
Partially.
Did I please?
Don't so far. But one suggestion, if I may, just from woman to woman in such a cutthroat world.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mimic, but question.
You think so?
Sweat's enough, and all things fall away from that gentleman.
You think a more direct approach is better in this situation?
With him, perhaps. Impress. I was about to say spooked fucking changed.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson!
Hi, Mrs. Johnson!
First time
I
I've truly
just saw
seen.
the hand. I just saw the pale hand. I thought I was doing it. Just woof. Where'd that hair come from? Oh, it's a nan.
In the meantime, like,
Yeah,
would we have known like a direct like shift of behavior between the start of the trip towards the bank and how Spook is like how Alistair is?
Could not notice.
I didn't make an inside check.
Even like just generally, he's rolled pretty well on his persuasions and his charismas. So I'm gonna say no. You guys would not have been able to tell. He's been rolling quite well in those regards. He's just thinking.
He's lost.
He's
in
clearly
thought.
planning.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly
Yeah.
planning like 100 things at once.
I love this mom.
Oh, his mother's wonderful.
We all have to go
Look,
on.
there's a
We all have to,
girl.
we all have to go on when he
Said,
puts his headset
"Aw."
on.
Oh. So, so my dear, is that all?
I think that might possibly be everything. We were thinking that our next point of call would be perhaps to have a little chat with Truesdale and Wheaton and see perhaps if they might ally themselves to our cause.
Wouldn't be too difficult to convince them. And she reaches into her pocket and takes out 2 marked gold, platinum coins, and hands them to you, just so you could show them. Usually I use that to say you're in my pocket, but in this case I'm very much so in yours. You're impressive, dear.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
I'll certainly try my best.
Have a good day.
And you.
Motion for you to leave.
Oh, God!
You fucking... Yeah, you said the right things to her.
I am gonna go look out the window
I've
and
never
see
been
if
so
Alistair's still
stressed.
outside.
Goes into a negotiation.
Well,
Forgets
you
the
would have
bard.
done this after a few minutes of Alistair going outside. So,
Right.
I had to go by myself. That was an important part.
So whilst you guys like waited for the few minutes while Alistair went out by himself, Alistair, you still went out by yourself?
What are you doing, you fool?
Did you or didn't you? I'm pretty much sure you said you did. Okay,
did.
That's all good. That's fine. You're fine.
So Alistair's just got up and walked out of the bank.
Yeah.
What?
Ooh, what happens now?
Fireballs.
What the fuck is happening?
Well, I want to shoot something.
We could tell.
I have a gun, and I want to use it.
Oh god, that was one of the most stressful interactions ever, and I had to stay calm for the entire thing.
You played that perfectly. You said the right things at the right time. And when he's just there, like, fishing, like, are you, what else are you going to bring to the trade? I'm just there, like, just say that the slaves will turn into workers that will make her more money, they are willing to spend to become a more invested member of society. Please say these things. And you caught on. I'm like, yes. So happy.
It's almost like I've got a massive Google Doc of notes and I'm just gradually trying to work my way through each point, because I'm just like, if I do this out of order, I'm going to forget what I've said, and I don't want to be duplicating myself too much, so I was just trying to go through each point individually. I was so close to panicking when she said he taught you. When she said he taught you well, I was so close to panicking. I was just like, shit, it's a trap. I have to leave. And now there's something going on with Alistair as well. I don't like this.
Yeah, this whisper's taking a bit.
I'm really concerned because
I think there's like a straight up interaction going. He's gone and walked outside and is doing something.
yeah, I don't want to like mega game to fuck, but he's come into the bank. We've waited, and then we're waiting for you to come back out of this meeting with Grunt, and he's just got up and walked away.
Yeah,
and
it's one of those things like, if I was there, this is not normal behaviour. I feel like the rest of the party should probably be thinking that as well. But none of you can make your checks, and I'm just like, screams into the void.
I'm too new. I'm just
yeah,
like,
you don't know.
well, this must be something he does. He must be just patrolling the patrolling
There we
Patrolling.
perimeter.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
And I'm basically kind of like, looking at him, hey, this is a bit weird, but then not really getting anything, and then just like, all right, well, let's go back to my sketches.
See, for a moment I wondered if the thing in the roof was the raven, but I can't remember what colour his eyes were.
It was blue.
It was blue and gold, but I don't
Blue and
remember if those
yellow.
I don't remember if those are the colours of the raven's eyes.
What I'm thinking out of character is that it's something to do with the pool, but because he said there was a pool of water below the where the top of the corner of the bank was.
I think I know what it is.
Ooh.
Remember that thing that Buckley found out about? The thing that's going to murder everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the water.
Yeah.
It's very thematic. I was like, it's got something to do with water, and then if you look in the bank, like one of the big clues that he said was that
There's a pool of water underneath.
Yeah, it must be
the
that.
murals on the floor and the ceiling.
Right,
One of them was like gold trickling down into the sea, and the other one was the barrier or a bulwark that was being washed up by waves.
Oh, I bet that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the tithe that we have to pay. We have to put in Duskhaven. We have to pay a tithe when we go out onto the open ocean. I bet in this place they ain't been doing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're funneling money into the sea for like something. I don't know.
I don't know. Not enough information. But yeah, well remembered, Core. It might well be that.
See, I'm used for stuff other than fireballs. Sometimes.
See, this is
Not often.
a problem.
Can you help with what Alistair's doing?
I really wanted to just like
I don't know what Alice
detect
is doing. That's
thoughts
the
on him.
problem.
I know.
I just wanted to detect thoughts on him, and that's why I asked us. I was like, "Does this look strange behaviour?" And he's like, "No, he's been rolling really well." I'm like, "Oh, fine. I can't do this. Never mind."
Damn it. I literally even, like, before we even went into the room, just when we were sort of chatting in the sort of antechamber, I could see Spook on the camera, and I even sent him a private message. I was like, "You're not making a very good face. What's wrong?" And he just did not respond.
He's not even making a good face right now.
He definitely saw something when he had his Wraith vision on, but he didn't tell us.
I'm pretty sure he's most likely seeing Guan Chi.
And if he has, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's some sort
but
of
Alistair isn't
spirit connection.
Alistair isn't stupid to go off by himself, especially if Guan Chi is there, so I'm worried if there is some sort of charm effect going on. That's the face of like an NPC talking. That's not a describing face. That's a dialogue. That's a dialogue face.
That is a face of someone that's getting visions right now.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that's my bow sword.
You're bored.
My board. Yep.
Pretty good.
And then another little random sword there. Then a sword and shield.
Nice.
Can I get a sword with a gun attached to it?
Oh my god. The pair of you are like just looking over the note paper. You've both got pencils and you're both scribbling.
Why don't you put this? The latch has got to be here. I mean, it's just like no. This is the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have to be some sort of cutlass because a cutlass then has, a straight back compared to the sword, and
it's just like
This is beautiful.
But you got to get that mechanism in there. It's got to be a hidden trigger. The cutlass would work. Put the trigger in the handguard.
Oh, you need to freaking examine Domara's sword. For that. She has a cutlass of inflaming, but rather than triggering it with a magic word, she has an igniter in the handle.
It's like a gas igniter, like a stove.
Basically, yeah. The way when
Wait a second.
when I first got the sword, it was described that the way the magic happened was that the sheaths for the sword constantly replenished them with a flammable oil. And whenever I drew the sword, I then had to try and strike it off something to ignite it, so I took it to an engineer to get an igniter built into the handle.
I mean, that's only one step away from a gun, so...
Yeah, that's why I said he needs to examine it to make a gunblade.
I'm like, I can make this with my tinkerer's tools. Tinkering checks.
I mean, I've got 2 of them.
You got 2 guns.
I got
Can
two.
I
I
borrow
have the
them?
2 flaming swords.
Oh shit.
And they both have this sort of ignition system in the handle.
That would be quite useful. You just basically have a gun that you just throw whatever into it and it shoots it out.
Funnily enough, I stole these swords from somebody in this city. They're probably going to be very upset when they see I still have them.
Well,
Nice.
is that our friend we should have decapitated? Our friend we should have decapitated
Luckily,
should
you
have...
saw him talking to the old man just as the old man got up and walked away.
Okay.
Alistair's currently thumbing a coin he's had in his pocket through his hands, just thinking. Damar, you've come back out, and you basically had the lawyer coming out from a meeting thinking, yes!
No, it's like, wait, I'm gonna wait till I'm outside before I drop face. I'm still
And
just
then
still just very stoic and just like calm and just like trying not to break until we get outside. Just like
You notice Alistair's not with the group, but Buckley's looking out the window.
Hey, did everything go alright?
what's going on out here?
I don't know.
Well,
Fancy
Alistair
guy
was
just walked up.
talking to... Fuck, what's his name again?
Raymond?
No,
Okay.
Nikad.
There we
Nikad.
go.
God.
Need something.
Oh, for goodness sake. I thought we said that we were going to all wait outside. Well, business is concluded here, we can go.
Okay, did it go well? We got what we need.
We shall talk about this later. And I stride forward with confidence.
You do so. You see Alistair is outside, sat on one of the benches for a small fountain statue that's in the center.
And I walk over and I stand in front of him with my arms folded.
I just walk up as well. And... You okay there, bud?
How'd it go?
What happened to waiting inside? You know better than anyone else we shouldn't be splitting up.
No, you said wait outside. And I did.
Don't mince words. You know we shouldn't split up.
I was within eyesight.
That's not the point.
Did it go well?
Yes, it went really well. What? I'm just gonna look Alistair in the face and just be like, are you okay? 'Cause you don't look it.
He looks like someone who's just seen a ghost, kind of palish. I don't care what deception check you want to make, Alistair. Your 1,000-yard stare paled. He's holding the coin in his hands, and his hands are kind of shaking a little.
Can I go over and sort of like see if there's anything physically wrong with him? Can I go make a medicine? Like,
You can just make an insight check at present.
Okay.
What kind of coin is it? Is it like a piece of our standard
It's
currency?
just a gold coin. Yeah,
Just
it's just a
regular
gold coin.
Oh shit.
He's nervous, slightly frightened. Alistair, is there anything else?
No, that's about covers it. Enlightened.
That's an unusual
I'd just
word.
go. I've seen this look before.
Oh.
Of a man who's learned something that he's not sure he wanted to learn.
This is someone who knows something big's coming. Are you okay there, bud? Come on, you know you can tell us.
Alistair,
Well,
if-
maybe not Cal, but you can
if-
tell
Maybe
us.
not me,
Alistair,
but
if
you
you-
can tell your friends.
if you know something, then you need to let us know.
Guan Shi was here. But he's gone now.
Guan who?
Shit.
So he was here.
Did you see him?
No.
Then how do you know?
Hmm.
That's what the conversation I just had with Nekard was about. He spoke mainly in
okay.
riddles. But he was here.
You're starting to speak in riddles as well. Do we need to go somewhere private to talk about this?
There's nothing really to talk about. He didn't really divulge any information. He was mainly seeking information from me.
And what did you tell him?
Spoke in riddles back. Told him we were here for a reason. And that reason was private.
Like you guys, was this what who you were referencing earlier? This Guan Chi?
Keep it down. Don't say that
Oh
name.
shit!
Say it 3 times like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
Buckley, can you oh, his headset's off. Buckley,
Yes.
can you give Alistair like a check? I don't think he's right.
I will say this much just 'cause that was such a low roll. Sorry, man, but he's hiding shit.
Me or
No, Alistair.
Yeah, sure.
With your insight now, you can definitely tell he's pausing and trying to think of the right way to say something constantly.
Yeah, no, definitely talking in riddles. That's for sure.
But Buckley, just even looking at him with your capabilities of it, he's physically fine, slightly shaken at best.
I'm gonna grab a hold of the symbol, you know, and kind of commune, see if religiously, I don't know,
Go on, what are you trying to do?
Finally, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to say.
I'm gonna walk up to Alistair and I'm gonna sort of put a hand on his shoulder and I'm just gonna be like, "You got this. You just need to calm down." And I'm gonna cast calm emotions on him.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's something I would do if I had it fucking prepped.
Also,
one
take a
second.
deep breath, and your mind's now a little bit clearer in this situation. The information, everything is still there, still processed. It's just now it's not an adrenaline rush atop of it.
I'm like crouched down slightly and like staring him straight in the eyes, like, you need to tell us what's going on.
I have,
also,
I have suppressed his effect of being charmed and or frightened.
He's neither, so that's fine. But Buckley,
because I meant to actually ask about this earlier. The way that he had Cal had described the thing that was in the bank,
yes,
that was
the
staring
thing
at
top,
us.
Yeah,
would I have recognized that from my legend lore as the creature?
you didn't see it.
Well, in terms of like just from the way he
From his
described it.
description, no, you hadn't. When you in your legend lore, you didn't get a physical description. That's the only way I can really say it. Sorry, man.
Okay,
But
yeah,
back
that's
to you, Damar, looking him dead in the eye and saying, "You need to tell us what happened."
Say
What's
something.
the next stage
Alistair.
of the plan?
Don't try and change the subject.
There's nothing that I could say now that would make any sort of difference.
Sausage rolls.
Wait, give me a sausage roll. I want sausage rolls.
No,
Lie down,
mine.
lie down, Barbie, and get him.
You can't just say there's nothing to talk about. Whatever just happened to you outside has clearly left you mentally scarred.
I'm a little shaken because I didn't think we'd have a run-in with him until the end.
So
But he
you're
was
saying,
here.
so you're saying you did see him?
I didn't see him, but knowing that he was here.
Well, we've had brushes with him. You know that.
We've had brushes, but never to the point where he's been watching us. Normally he sends his lackeys to watch us, but now we're on his radar.
We've been on his radar for a while, Alistair. You must have known this. I think I saw him back in the Guildhall.
You did.
Briefly. You know, if I hadn't shouted at her, Grunt would have charged into him.
Bye, Grunt.
Also, this bit shit drawing some work.
Oh yeah, while you two were gone, these two were like nerding out and trying to discuss the creation of gunblades.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Good luck. It's called a bayonet currently. Deal with it. That's what
Yeah.
you're getting. Right, back in.
Okay.
I feel like under the cover of moonlight I need to commune with Deldir somewhere and see if he can help clear up whatever mess is going on in my head.
Well, I hope that he can help clear it up because we're in the middle of something now. Cogs are turning, things are moving. You know, I talked to Audley about our plan. We're gonna try and get this beast fellow sent out and
Make a plan of action. Like,
exactly. I need you to be in the right headspace, man. Okay?
I will be.
I'm just gonna reach into the fountain that he's next to and grab a bit of water and, pour it over him. Just like, here you go.
Splash in the
Cool.
face.
I bet that was cold.
It was cold.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Right then.
Shall we go and see anyone else we need to see?
Yes. We need to go see Truesdale and Wheaton.
I will say it's currently 10:30. You guys comfortable to continue?
Going for a little longer.
Okay.
When it reaches 11, I'm probably going to be told to...
Yeah, we'll look at it
Gonna
from
move up.
11 then.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up at 5:30. So yeah, I'm down. would I know from the knowledge of the city where where's the next best point of call at the current time of day?
From here, if we're to look into the city, I'm just gonna get a quick check of the families because I have them marked down as to where they are. There they are. Let's see. That would be where the bank is. So Truesdale would be in the northeastern side of the city. Roughly, he's somewhere around this street here, like say a few of these buildings here.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the Cannoneer side.
Yeah.
Aside from that, say you're also aware of Wheaton is somewhere on this street here. He's here on this street, but it's one of those things of you pass it every day without needing to go into it, so you don't really fully register, but you're aware it's somewhere there. That's what those two are, if you were curious.
I turn to our newly commented leader and I go, yeah, we're both sort of northeast side of town. I mean, we can make our way over there and just sort of plan who we want to go to first. I want to sort of take her into shit, where do I point on this?
Northeast side. So
yeah, so you know the courtyard just up from where you were pointing there. So we're gonna head
kind of like where you
one.
are currently. This is kind of like a little courtyard area here, and it's basically you'd want to head up this way.
Yeah, I want to land in that orange sort of opening, sort of somewhere around there, so we can go to either.
Then.
Yeah.
That's not difficult to do at all. You can guide people down and up around.
Okay. I'm thinking perhaps Wheaton first. So,
Whatever you say, boss.
lead the way, Mr. Guide.
I'm gonna take them sort of safely to that as best as I can.
Like the safer way is just like to walk down the main street and then go up the dock side towards.
We'll go that way.
If we pass by the docks, I just kind of want to have a glance around and see what sort of activity is happening in the docks at the moment, if any.
Quiet enough. There's not too much going on. When I say not too much, it's more like the actual like fishermen and shipping crews. There is activity, but it's more chaotic because it's clear like there's some middlemen currently trying to keep order and like make sure the ships and crews are doing the same thing. Like, we still need these supplies by these points. Get out and get it, kind of thing.
Okay.
Not too much. There are a few like small trading stands. But that's about it. As you're going up like the main thoroughfare up through that main area of the street, it's essentially just a cobblestone kind of like old London kind of real way of looking at it, and it steps up, and then there's like heavy stone points with chains linked between them that serve as like a barrier from the actual step down into the wooden planks of the dockside. And it is full of ships. It is just riddled with ships currently, and there's a storm out at sea, so currently it seems like there's hesitation to actually go out and fish.
Well,
Quite a busy day, if I do say so. But storms are coming.
indeed it is. More than you know, I think.
Master Wayne.
I'm about to say, you gonna inform me on who this heel must not be named is?
You,
I mean,
I would say actually make a history check, Trips.
Weirdly
Oh,
enough,
God.
hobgoblins don't have noses.
what?
What?
They
Since
got kind of
that-
How the
flat
fuck
snouts.
have I managed to get a 22?
Or 19, bro.
Fucking hell.
I had to go look. They've got noses.
They have noses, yeah, but they have like kind of
A very flat
like a
nose.
flat
but they're
snout,
nose.
and
They're noses. I had to go like see if they just have slits or something, but no. From your descriptions of like concern that they have and like the curiosity of it, you begin thinking back. You've heard tales of who, like the way they're describing him and the name, like you're thinking like, who is that? Because it's something that's been in the back of your head. It's not something that's really focused in on the city, but you're aware that there is a ruler up north of Hobgoblins that is meant to be a contact to the city in some way, like too high up your echelon to even care about, but you know the name is somewhat familiar to that one.
Right.
And you like pass all these warehouses that are on your left as you go, like all these different kind of like trading plaques and everything, and then like say a few that have, you know, clearly are storing fish or storing goods or grain, and it's just like say one's got like a simple scythe designed to it that's probably like a main grain store or something. You go past those, and you head up.
Yeah, I'm a quiet
Just
confident.
one thing really quickly, just from the people with high perception.
No.
Huh?
Hello.
Hi.
As you pass the warehouse that's a main like grain store with like the scythe on it, you can see like the small windows, and you see that old man is inside it. And the moment you guys make contact with him, he moves out of sight behind some stuff. Back down.
I glance over at Buckley and just go, "You saw that, right?
Yeah.
I think we should leave it."
Yeah, let's just go.
Leave what? What's up? I thought we was heading up this way.
We are. Keep going.
Yeah, we are. Just go.
Okay. Just lead them further past the docks and head towards that sort of central reservation. And where are we? We're heading to. Who did you say?
We're going to go see Wheaton.
We will be
Okay.
up this street.
Yeah. We're going to make a
Takes
left-hand turn.
about an hour to get from dockside up. Just it's a very large, built-up area. That area as well is like more like a little marketplace. There's just a few stalls set up there where people like try to offer out wares and baubles that are clearly crafted inside buildings and brought out. But you lead up along the streets and you do see the multicolored fumes, very indicative of Wheaton's shop that you do recognize to his, and the sign of it, and you know that is definitely his.
Yeah, I just go. Oh, it's up here with the smoke. You see it?
Yeah, I see. You should like this guy, Alistair. You're friends with alchemists, aren't you?
Huh?
Fine.
Yeah, he's an okay guy, but we'll go and see if we can get an audience with him.
He's an eccentricity, but somewhat on. So, you guys open up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I just make a sort of perception check because the bank went so well? I'm really like trying to keep on top
Make a
of if there's
perception
anyone around. When I can find it, sorry.
You're fine. Take your time.
I never seen nothing. It's okay.
Seems good.
So good.
Seems good, my dude. There's like a few kids that are around, like 10-year-olds, like who the fuck are all these guys, kind of thing. Like, and these are 10-year-olds from like London, so of course they actually swear and say, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Because you're all like decked out. You're
Just
clear
gonna,
adventurers, and you walk
just, like,
through.
Grimace at them and scare them
Lol.
away. Yeah.
Oh shit! It's a sociopath. God. So you guys step in. Pretty. It's like say maybe a 15 to 20 foot like space away from the counter. All the potions are behind the counter, and you can clearly see there's a space behind that again somewhere. But it is like Shrek 2 with the fairy godmother in regards to
Yeah.
it's just a wall of potions behind the stall, and you clearly see the stuff behind it. And it's this heavy iron door between the back and the front, and you just see it open up and like stops halfway, like it gets wedged, and he squeezes past it, moves it, closes it. Hello there. What can I be doing for you today?
Good day, sir. I wish to discuss business, if you are
Oh.
free.
Well, I currently have a few things brewing, but I can leave them from the hop for a bit. What can I help?
I take out the coin that I was given and place
Oh,
it.
that kind of business. Rob, close the door. and you see two figures that now drop in
Bob and
visibility. The door is locked and the blinds are closed on the actual window. And he
Together
moves a
they
little
form
lantern.
Robert.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Bob and Rob. Together we can form Robert.
I started with that, but I see that this is actual serious business. Oh, fair enough. Great, so I thought I was doing good on me taxes. What's she calling here for?
You're
Wait.
late.
We. I give him a look and I said, "I've told you."
Sorry.
You let the little girl speak.
She's quite literally your height, and even as scrawny as you are, somewhat bulkier. But go on.
I might say little lady, I'm sorry.
We've come here representing a little place you may have heard of called Duskhaven.
He's leaning on the table, but he's got one hand underneath the counter. Mm-hmm.
I very obviously look at his hand under the counter and then look at him and raise an
He
eyebrow.
looks to his ear. I've had bad experiences before with people talking about that city.
Fair
So
enough.
please understand that it is just a safety precaution.
Fair enough, but we're here for peaceful negotiations, I assure you.
Well, hopefully
Well, peaceful for you. We're seeking to cause a bit of a disturbance, really. But I thought we'd do you the kindness of giving you a bit of forewarning.
Very considerate, but whose disturbance are you giving?
Well, let me just say that, as you can see from this little token here, I've been and had some discussions with a fair lady over at the bank. And she seems quite content to give us some backing in our endeavours in the future.
Okay, I'm listening. So who's your endeavour and how are you undertaking them?
Well, the first, because there are two.
Oh, you're being active.
Yes, we're being very active. Changes are being made. The first is going to be Lord Ramsay.
He leans forward a lot more and his hand comes up from the table. And there's a gun made of pure silver he has in his hand, and he just puts it into a holster on his side. Okay, now I'm definitely listening. And he
Yeah,
puts both his hands up, leaning.
That's what I thought. So we're seeking to deal with him first. In fact, we could very well be hearing less of him as soon as tomorrow.
Oh, that's a pity, and it just...
And well, once that's done and dealt with, we're thinking perhaps about having a look at Sir Stanton Burton.
The Burtons. That's
Indeed.
a large activity.
It is a large activity, that's why we are hoping to in turn create some large activity. It would be a shame if all of those people in all of those cages suddenly broke loose, don't you think?
That would be a massive shame, is indeed. Massive shame. A lot of damage because of that. A lot of people injured. A lot of people needing medicinal aid.
Yes, accidents have been known to happen in such circumstance.
You see him just like flick over. There's a sign on the side with costs and names, and he just flicks it over to a different like plate, which has all the costs increased. I'm listening.
And you see
Yeah,
now,
he's one of those guys.
and you see now why I have come to you, because I feel like this is presenting you with a possible business opportunity.
He closes the. He has a little like it's literally just like a little stand thing. It's just got the labels to one side that clearly get flipped over to the back. He just takes that and puts it away. So, how could I personally encourage your endeavors?
Well, let's just say if we were to assist with the opening of these cages, it would be very helpful if perhaps certain guards were mysteriously missing from their posts. Something not
Some
quite
lads-
not quite
Someone
right
had to
with
go
his
home early
portrait.
from work.
Indeed.
Someone had to go home early from work, worried about his wife, or wasn't feeling all that great, or
Yes.
suddenly his pouch is a little bit heavier.
Exactly. Because Let me say, if indeed what we are discussing were to come to fruition, I'm sure that the people back at Duskhaven would be a lot more keener to have certain trade deals struck.
Trade is always more profitable.
Indeed, and we do have our own sort of alchemical business running there. I'm sure they would be.
I'm quite aware of him. When there was a healthier business, we had a healthier competition. It's
Indeed.
somewhat soured since, but not through us, through the everything else. And
It would be much more enjoyable if we could bring that back, wouldn't you agree?
yes, especially because I lost my ear due to those deals I had with him on the slide.
Mhm.
Somebody wasn't very happy about them.
Well,
So, if you were going to be dealing with that wonderful bastard, make a persuasion check, Delmara, with advantage.
screams.
May I perchance a suggestion, my great leader? Maybe if we were to acquire certain alchemical compounds to make those cages a little bit easier to get into?
A good suggestion.
My lad, we're looking at your one here. I'm thinking she's more than capable of getting at least one open, or getting some keys and leaving them where they're just within arm's reach of something, or someone else could, for her, quite easily. But if you were dealing with that dog... See, I have a problem.
Yes.
I'm a medicinal man, a very veterinarian. Some people don't take their medicine, and I've got some things that I really would like a dog to drink.
Really?
And he just leans down underneath the table, and you just hear 3 different locks open. You hear this round, like the of like a combination lock, and he takes out a vial of this liquid that looks like it is just straight up
Death.
silver.
I see.
He really needs to toast to his health more.
A toast
Just
to
make-
a toast to his memory, perhaps.
Oh, he'll have nothing of that left.
A
It's a bit strong for his taste.
last farewell drink, as it were.
He gets it. So, if you were in an endeavor to hunt down someone like, euthanize a certain mutt,
Mm-hmm.
oh, would you look at that? I'm having a sale. What would you like? Costs are down, but still exist.
Wonderful. So I assume there is a list on the wall.
He gets back up the small list. He has potions up to superior for healings. He has he has 4 potions of enlarge reduce. He's 2 potions of invisibility. 1 potion of fly.
Ooh.
He has. He looks to all of you. You know, something I wouldn't mind. And he looks at Grunt in particular. You want to talk about causing chaos? And he reaches in and gets up a very large vial with a clamp's tongue left in the center of it. It's literally like a jug. And it's like, this would take about a minute for someone like her to drink. Only one person should drink it.
Right.
But if you wanted to cause chaos, and you didn't mind them being seen, let him toast that.
And how much for that pretty thing?
That pretty thing's 1,000. That's at discount.
Mm-hmm.
She's not easy to make. That's the shriveled tongue of a colossus clam.
Well, I look over at the rest of the group. What say you?
Sounds like a good endeavor.
I have to run to the bathroom, please.
Okay.
Okay.
I really want that fly potion because I think that's going to be really good in combat.
We've seen from previously that flying rogues is death from above. For real though, we only have 600 gold in the bag of holding, so we'll have to dip into people's personal funds if we want to buy that potion for Grunt.
You want to use the whole 600?
Well, he says it costs 1,000 if we want
Yeah.
that. I haven't got 1,000, so
I'll chuck 100 in if you want.
I could chuck in 100 as well if we want to get that one. While we're doing inventories and stuff, who needs health potions? Because maybe address that first.
I have nothing. I've not added anything with that really.
All I have is one greater, apparently.
Yeah,
Where did it go?
I don't have any, mainly because of being a healer.
Mm.
Did it do minor,
He says he has all of them.
minor, greater?
It's basically healing potion. Healing potion, greater healing potion, superior healing potion.
I might get maybe a regular one. What about you, Spook? How are you for potions?
I've got 2 standard.
2 standard. Okay, do you want any more, or...
Nah, I should be good.
Okay, do you want
I've
any
got
of the
good
other
stuff.
ones? Enlarged juice, invisibility, do you want any of them?
I have a potion of invisibility that you gave me. Still haven't used it.
Cool. I've still got one as well, I had 2.
I've got a regular and a superior still on me, so
Okay.
I should
think,
be okay.
I think I want to get a regular one and the fly one if possible, but I'm also willing to chip in some money for this grunt potion if everyone else is in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much money I've really got. I've got 50 platinum. Is that 500 gold?
It's 10, 10, 10, so yeah. So...
Got 508 gold.
Could everybody... If everybody chipped in, like, I don't know, 50 each? I think that's gonna be enough. Let me just check.
Maybe I could persuade him down a little bit.
They're already reduced, and I honestly wouldn't want to insult him by trying to reduce it even more. Because I think we've basically already done the bartering to get him to reduce his prices.
Okay.
Do you think we should get this 1,000 gold potion, Han?
I mean, we can do. We can see what it does. Maybe ask for a little better description of it.
Mm-hmm. So, like I say, we got 600 in the group bag. So we'd need to get another 400 from people's personal funds to pay for it.
How many is there? 6 of us?
Sorry?
Yeah, there is.
There's 6 of us.
Oh, actually, I can utilise some of the miscellaneous loot I have obtained. Which might help. I think maybe sort out... I think what we'll do is we'll, like, tell him all the ones we're interested in and see if there's maybe a bulk buy deal.
Bulk buy deal seems
So
quite good.
we're interested in the big potion for Grunt,
A fly potion for me.
a potion of flight, and 2 regular heals. Because I'd like one.
I'd like one as well,
Do you
just
want...
to have something.
Okay. Just one, or do you want another?
No, let's go
Sorry,
for
I'm
one
back.
for now.
Okay.
I've got one
Okay,
spell.
so we've sort of we've shortlisted the ones that we're interested in. We're interested in the mega potion for Grunt.
Okay.
We're interested in 2 health potions and
Normal.
standard, and a potion of flight.
Okay.
So if there was
Potion
if there's any sort of bulk deal, what kind of price?
Could I persuade them?
I'd say all in all, because the potion of flying is usually about 500 down to 3. The 2 potions are down to 25 each, so that goes to 50. It's 135 or 1,350 for the lot.
No, you said 135.
Yeah.
1,350. Okay, this is where I'm going to do maths, and I'm not the best at maths.
I'm gonna put in 400 myself.
That much? Wow. So
Yeah, why not?
So if we have trips 400, we've got 600 in the party funds if we're willing to use all of that. So that brings us up to the 1,000.
I'll give the last 350 then.
I'll put in 250 in the form of a silver necklace that I have obtained
Okay.
from places.
from things you've done.
From things, so it's a 250 from Silver Necklace, so we only need 100 from you, is that correct?
I'll do 100 then.
Cool. That's 100 given. in.
Well, if you can do 250, you could do 200, and we'll split the odds.
I can put in 50.
Oh,
Aaron, do you want to chip in a bit?
I
I'll
put in
put
5
in-
gold. I'm kidding. I'll put in like 200.
Oh, okay, I said a bit.
I'll drop mine from. I'll drop
Yeah.
mine down.
I don't know how much is needed. I'm
I'll put in.
Tell me again what the total that we need is, Das.
1350.
1,350.
Okay.
If not, we'll just buy a few more extra potions. Doesn't matter. How much is a superior one? In
Superior is 84 plus 8, and that would be usually 1,000 down to 750.
all right. What's a greater one? It's normal healing. And it's
44.
greater.
Yeah, it's normal, greater, superior, supreme.
Supreme. Yeah, that's the
All
other
right.
one.
So what's a greater one then? Like step up
44
from
plus
normal.
4. And that would
Yeah.
be about 300 down to about 200 currently.
Okay, so currently from party funds is 600. From
That brings you down to 750 left,
From me, we've got 250.
down to 500,
From Alistair, we've got 100.
down to 400.
200 and 200 from me and Neon.
Okay, 200 each. You willing to do that?
I mean, I already took it out, so.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's all of it done.
There we go then.
And the tasty drink is free of charge.
Of course.
Right. Now that's out of the way, perhaps we could have a more detailed description on the exact usage on a couple of these. We wouldn't want to get it wrong, after all.
Very well. This is a potion of flight. It works the exact same way as a flight spell. Knowing some of your sort, you seem quite capable of it. Lasts about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I take it you guys took a supreme and 2 normals. You understand the normals, but these are. This is essentially the quadruple shot equivalent of a healing potion. Very, very effective. But this large one. Have you ever wanted to be the size of a giant? Drink it for a minute, and you will be as hardy as one for an hour. It's a difficult thing to remove, but if you're willing to stomp about the place like a dragon or a large monster, you will be the equivalent size of a giant and hit a hell of a lot harder, considering whatever you currently are wielding or wearing grows to match you. This is, for all intents and purposes, a potion of giant size, which I will link to you guys.
Oh, hey, we got
It's
some of
literally
those.
the Yeah, that's
SKT.
you guys have 4 of
Yeah.
those in SKT.
So that's gonna get given to Grunt. So I guess just make a note somewhere so that Nemo knows about it. And the lovely little silver beverage.
Free of charge, of course.
Pleasure
It's gotta
doing
be-
business with you.
Got to be providing something a little bit interesting for you, but yeah, sure. This is something I'm interested in quite clearly. And by the way, the whole time he's been leaning with his other ear, not the one that's been bitten.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he can't properly hear out of the other one.
Ah.
So
Would you say he's deaf in that ear? And that would be a condition.
he's struggling to hear from that ear. It's impaired hearing, but not deafened.
Cool.
He wants to be clear with what he's hearing, so he's listening from his good ear.
Oh,
So-
good. I was thinking about just
You
using
can't
lesser
fix the
restoration.
fact that his ear got nearly ripped off with a
I
restoration.
know.
Generate would fix
Oh yeah,
his ear.
regenerate would, yeah.
Yeah.
But
You got the funds, bitch, to pay for that?
no, fuck that.
Yeah, fucking thought
Fuck,
so.
fuck him for that. Yeah, no.
Ain't nobody got cash for that.
So, since you've had a close encounter, do you have any words of advice to pass on to a group that may have an encounter?
If you want, yeah, well, I imagine you've got some means of encountering or drawing him in some way or form, but he's egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
Insult of pride, insult of capability. Or, if you're so inclined and you've managed to get ahead of him, and you've beaten something before him, he may very well attempt to kill you just to claim the rights to it. So if
I
you
see.
find a big old creature, and you've beaten it before him, and he wants to take credit, he'll try to kill you for it. But he'll never walk away from a fight, because he's so convinced the bastard could take on anyone. But he can get, a condition he's spread a little bit, but he's a bit of a hairy bastard.
I see. Anything to deal with that particular ailment?
Shakes the vial of silvered liquid in your face. That's exactly what you... Even just tossing it at him like a vial of acid is how it'll work on him.
Good, because I was thinking that getting it down his throat might be a bit difficult.
Now, if you had a giant grabbing around him and then just chuck it down his neck...
That's fair, but it might be nicer to save that for when the true madness starts.
Fair enough. But it's just an option. But yes, you could probably work with that. I might have something else. And he, like, just gives a moment. And he, like, steps into the back room. And after a minute, comes back with 5 arrows that are not only silver tipped, silver shaft. The only thing that isn't silvered is the actual feathers.
Now those will be useful.
I thought as much. So, with that, and your dealings, I don't want you staying here too long in case questions get asked. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. I think that concludes our business for today.
Just to merely wish you a damn good day. Thank you very much, sir.
And you too, lad, and you too. Take it easy. Best of luck, Shiz.
And to you. Nice.
And the door is unlocked by Bob. The blinds are undone by Rob. You're let out. And the door is closed behind you. And that is where
Cheers,
we'll end
Robert.
the session.
Woo!
Woo.
Rob.
Okay.
It's Rob Bob. Not Robert. It's Rob Bob.
I didn't die. I'm happy.
You're not the one who came close to death.
Right. Unsurprisingly, silver arrows are going to go to Mr. Bow User, so make a note of them.
You have 5 silver.
What? Can I not just find that out of my gun? I mean, come on. Let's stick it in there.
Try. You can
It's
try.
a silvered.
Oh, me.
It's a silvered. You know, it's a silvered shaft. I don't think you could take a bullet.
Come on, man.
Oh
Right.
boy, that was certainly
Stick it in there,
something.
Mark.
That was a talkative episode, but a tensely talkative episode.
Yeah, you're telling me. God, I'm going to need a back rub, I am. Jesus.
Meanwhile, your boyfriend is looking like the meme of the dog.
He just said like,
The things I have seen.
he just sounded like he's just from Kill Bill. He's like, wow.
Okay, I'm going to have to get this uploaded so that I can re-watch it because, God, I can't roleplay and take notes at the same time.
That's fair. You did well for someone who's not meant to roleplay well as an as an aggressive bitch. You're saying the right things to the right people.
I felt a little bit just then like, you've gone into an interrogation without a bard. And I'm like, I know it's part of your story, but I'm just like, oh god.
And then it's just like, bitch, I don't need you.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Natural
twiddle my
20,
thumbs, I'm over it.
Natural 20.
Right.
Right,
That will
Spare
leave it
part in
there.
the corner.
we're going to end the stream there. That was awesome. Whew.
Good night, everyone.
We'll see you when we see you. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.